Understanding the lens, fact, fiction, and confusion. In this video, we're going to look at the Peer Advisory Task Force report, the design competition and how the lens was chosen, what the lens is supposed to look like and do, is the lens safe and functional, the top reasons to stop the lens, and what to do after the lens is stopped. In June 2010, the Peer Task Force completed its final report and had these particular summary considerations. Key in there was the pier needs to be a destination, not only for the region, but internationally as well. Now, what is a destination? Well, you need things to do there, and you need reasons to stay there for a while. The chair said, the pier is in the entertainment business and needs to address a primary unfilled niche for family entertainment. The pier needs a building with potential for 26,000 square foot restaurant, 5,000 square foot retail space for revenue production, and 5 to 15,000 square feet non-revenue producing community flexible space. The design competition and how the lens was chosen. There was a key weak link in the new pier process. See, 23 design team resumes were submitted. No design sketches or ideas, though. Then the list of potential design teams was cut to 9. Finally, 3 design teams were chosen based solely on their resumes, not on their design ideas, to submit 3 new pier designs. The result, there were only 3 actual designs to choose from. Then a 5-person jury chose from these 3 designs. There was the eye, the wave, and the lens. Of course, the lens won. Fun fact, why it was called the lens. Well, here's an illustration from the contest submission. Notice the beautiful crystal clear water here. Obviously, it's nothing like we actually have in our bay. This is from the contest submission by the architect, who said, like a magnifying glass in the water, the new pier acts both as a lens back to the city and a window into the underwater world beneath. Looping out over the water from the shore, the lens provides views of the bay below and sky above. Now, anybody who's ever seen the water in St. Petersburg knows while it's beautiful, you're not going to have a swimming pool type view of the bottom of the bay. So from the beginning, the entire concept of the lens was flawed. What the lens currently looks like and does. We're going to take a look at some of the updated renderings that were released on July 3rd and reference the schematic reports that went to the City Council. The lens at a glance, you can see 2 bridges. There's crisscrossing bridges, and they lead out to this promontory area, as they call it, where there's the canopy, sort of a tiara type of shape. Now, what's out there? Well, you've got the promontory grill, an ice cream stand, fishing, learning steps. There's also a circular marina for up to 24 motorized boats plus non-motorized watercraft, a 12-foot wide upper bridge, and a 24-foot wide lower bridge with tram. Note, there are no air-conditioned or enclosed areas on the lens. Here's a look at the promontory edge in the updated rendering, and the architect's comments say that this area has been expanded to 22,900 square feet to allow for a larger promontory grill. It can also accommodate community events and special functions. Let's see how well that works. Here's a schematic of the promontory area. And here are the restrooms, the ice cream stand, the promontory turnaround. This is where emergency vehicles, service vehicles, and the tram turn around. So obviously you can't have an event in there. The fishing area, learning steps, these are not covered, stairs, the elevator, the promontory grill, and finally the overwater drive where the tram and emergency vehicles have to go back and forth. Everything that is not highlighted here is what you have left for gatherings and community events. Not a very big area. Is the lens safe and functional? There's no air-conditioned building for relief from the sun and heat, and we all know Florida gets very hot. There's no sheltered areas from storms, and we get a lot of sudden powerful storms in our area. The only shelter is under the canopy where rain and wind will blow. The promontory edge, there's no shelter here. And on the backside, the bay side, there's no shelter here. There's also a possible wind tunnel effect. As the wind blows in, particularly from the bay, striking the canopy, it's going to funnel down, increase its force and velocity right at the point where people will be at the base there. The overwater bridge. Here the upper bridge, also known as the bike path, 12 feet wide. This is a bike path that you actually cannot ride onto or off of due to the sharp angles here. Raul Quintana, city architect, said, quote, "The intent is obviously that when you get to the end of the overwater bridge, you're probably going to have to dismount your bike and walk your bike down that ramp. It's not intended to be a ramp that you're going to easily ride a bike down." Cleaning and maintenance of the canopy. Will it need daily cleaning? How? It's big. What about the cost? What about environmental issues? So, there's no air-conditioned building for heat and sun relief. There's no shelter from storms with wind and rain. You've got a possible wind tunnel effect that may increase the danger. You've got a bike path you cannot ride onto or off of, and up to 24 motorized watercraft plus non-motorized going into a small circular marina, and the canopy cleaning and environmental issues. Top reasons to stop the lens. That bike path that you cannot ride onto or off of. The bowl-shaped canopy will be covered in bird poop and require high maintenance. May have environmental issues of the cleaning solution washing into the bay. Now note, the architect says the canopy will be, quote, self-cleaning. However, the pelicans may not be aware of that. The promontory grill and learning steps are located with no shade from the late afternoon sun. There's no large gathering place for events. No air-conditioned building for relief from the sun and heat. No shelter in the event of a typical sudden storm with strong winds and rain. And it does not meet key Pier Task Force guidelines. Very limited things to do. You've got a grill, ice cream stand, fishing, and a limited marina. There's no building at all. It is not a destination with reasons to go there and stay there, and it does not fill the niche for family entertainment activities. What to do after the lens is stopped? What happens next? After the lens is stopped, what then? Well, our waterfront will not sit idle and decay. We have resumes of 23 design teams that wanted to compete previously. There are already steps in progress for the development of a new pier solution. There's a Pier Advisory Task Force report to act as a blueprint. We've got the 828 Alliance, which had its first meeting on July 10th. And here the mayor said that the 828 Alliance is operating under two basic premises. One, St. Petersburg is passionate in the future of the St. Petersburg waterfront. And two, that not having a pier in the near future of the city is not an option. Regarding the 828 Alliance, the mayor said, "Whether it's the lens or another proposal, we will build a new St. Petersburg pier in a timely manner and within the $50 million budget. Time is of the essence, and on August 28th, with the help of the 828 Alliance, we will build consensus for the construction and programming of the lens, or we will have recommendations for a process to design and select the future St. Petersburg pier." The Urban Land Institute has already been engaged regarding the development of a waterfront master plan. October and December 2012, the city conducted downtown waterfront master plan process workshops. In January 2013, there was a city resolution to contract with ULI for an advisory service panel concerning waterfront master plan solutions. So we've got resumes of 23 design teams, a Pier Advisory Task Force report, the 828 Alliance, and the Urban Land Institute and development of a waterfront master plan. All these steps are already in place. St. Pete is ready to move forward. Remember, on August 27th, vote yes to stop the lens.